Okay, hi everybody. 38b, to the nearest hundredth, determine the total distance traveled by the ball when it contacts the ground for the fourth time. Okay, so total distance is going to be a summation here, but we gotta be clever about this one. Okay, now let's just kind of map this out again. So we start here, we drop down, ball bounces up. Again, it's only losing 10%, so it's going up quite high. And we're talking about when it hits the ground for the fourth time. Now, as in the previous question, I believe that most of us are going to see this as the first term being the 10 feet that it dropped from. And then we've got, okay, these other heights here, but the first one, A, will be 10. We already know from the previous question, and this makes sense, that the R is going to be 0.9, 90%. Okay, that's what we're losing. Is 10%, so we're sticking with 90%. And then in this case here, because of the way it's worded here, when it contacts the ground for the fourth time, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's quite clear that we've only got 4 heights here. And so now my summation for those 4 heights, because I don't know what the height is on that last term, the fourth term, I'm just going to use the other equation that doesn't require that. So it'll be A times R to the n minus 1 over r minus 1. And when you enter this into the calculator, you will get 34.39. Now, if you stop there, you're going to get that wrong. The reason you're going to get that wrong is because all that is the height that this thing bounced up. Okay? But that's not the total distance that the ball travels. When the ball bounces, it goes up and then drops back down a height. So each one of these is being multiplied by 2. So to get the total here, I actually have to take and multiply that sum by 2. Now someone out there hopefully is going to be smart enough to go, whoa, wait a minute, over here. But the first one didn't get doubled. Okay, all the rest of these, you can see that the dark line here goes up and then down, up and then down, up and then down. But for the first one, it doesn't. It only comes down. So when I doubled that, I doubled one of those heights that shouldn't have been doubled. So now what I got to do is subtract 10 from that. And that is the correct answer. So I got to multiply those by 2 and then subtract 10. And it turns out the total distance that this thing traveled is 58.78 feet. Okay, total. Now it's important. Whoa! Sorry about that. I'm surprised it hasn't happened that often, though. Remember, you got to multiply by 2 and then subtract the original when you're doing that.